Let's go! Let's go!
All right, so when we left off, last time on this code block, let's go to here. So when we tried to go to docs, it gave us a failure, not found. So let's look over. So it says doc. Let me try doc. Maybe that's my bad. Maybe that's my bad. Still no. So use the command npm run start gendoc. Let me take a look at his package.json. So he just named it start gendoc for okay, so he's just doing the same thing. So why would his show up here? Why would his show up there? All right, let's look at, so let's go back over here, right? So let me see advanced example. So autogen using router. So it's still going to the same thing. All right, so let me see. Let's see. How can we get advanced usage? Not all these things. OpenAI. So all right, let's go. All right, so let's see. Options. Let's see. All right, so OpenAI enable by default is null. Let's see. Auto query, enable automatic query recognition. Enable disable logs. Write output file. Auto header, auto query, auto body. Enable or disable automatic body query or header recognition. To enable disable the recognition for specific endpoint, use the following tags in the endpoint function. Is this so? Okay, these are true by default. Let's see. I am curious how this. I'm wondering how this person is getting there. Let me go and look at their. Let me go and look at their swagger.js file. Let's see. Security definitions, API key. Swagger Autogen output file. Swagger.json. Swagger Autogen, your project's root file. What do I have in mind? So output file, endpoint file is the routes, doc, docs, and then it does require, what is this? Your project's root file. I don't know what this part means. Let's see. Trying to understand why. We have the swagger. So if we look here, let me see. So we are going to need to set up the authentication. That's not a problem. In the endpoint, add Swagger security, for example. You can definitely do that. I mean, this is somewhat auto generation, I guess. But I did want to get the. But let's do a quick Google search. Swagger auto gen as web. Autogen web page. Let's try that. Auto generate. Trying to. So that's not it. All right, whatever. We'll if we have time, we'll look for this part. It should definitely be possible though to generate. I mean, this person is doing it. Let me try. Let me just try. Why not just try what they did? All right. So let's say so I'm gonna try this part right here and see what happens. Let's go to. I'm just curious. All right. So if we say Swagger auto and then and we say require. I don't think that's gonna work. But let's say we do. I don't know what he's looking for. Hold on, let's go and take a look over here. Do they have a file called source index? Source. They do have a file called source. What's in this index file? So that would be the app.json, the app.js file. All right, cool. So
I appreciate you.
All right, so but I do appreciate you though. But wrong one. All right, so let's see. Where is our app dot app.js? And then I don't know what that's going to do, but we shall find out. We shall find out. And if not, if that doesn't work, then we'll just move on to updating our documentation, and then we'll figure out this because it's important to have it as a web page, right? But we'll figure it out as we come along. So let's stop that. Let me go to here, and we're gonna do another autogen, and it failed because require is not defined. Bastards. Let's see. I don't understand how the example is like totally different than what they're telling us to do. It's annoying. Let's see. I would like my web page. Oh, wait. Let's see. If we change the ES module, await import. All right, let's try that. So if we go to over here and we say then async and we do await import like that. And we do we just say we start this up. Where index is your project root file, change the start script in your package.json to look at the swagger.js. If you're using visual code, change the reference in your launch.json the same way. So this is saying to build the documentation before the project starts and immediately start it. Oh, so where index.js is your project's root file. So you're saying we would go into this package. Let me stop this. We would go into package.json and we would do something like this. I don't know about that. Let's run it, see what happens. Well, that seemed to have work. Doesn't say it auto-generated, but let's go to, oh, wait, you didn't even see me do it. So, let's go to, so I just updated the start to autodoc swagger.js. And let's go to here. And if we go to here, we got that. The button's not going to work because there is no database connected right now. We go here, not found. But the old documentation should be found. That's the old one. That's not the one that we just built. Because it has details here. I don't know. I don't quite know. And do I care about it being built when the project is started up? I think that's helpful. I think that's helpful for it to be built when the project is started up. That way it always get the newest stuff. So that's not bad actually. But I don't like the fact that I'm not getting my my web page. But whatever. We'll figure that out later. So what we'll do is we will get started with documenting our application. So let's start off with our authentication, right? So inside of let's go here and let's look at here. So we're gonna do security definition, API key auth, type API key. To see more properties of the doc, check out advanced usage section. In the endpoint, add Swagger security, for example. So this is gonna say which endpoints have security and stuff like that. So let's take a look at the advanced usage. And let's take a look at security definition. By default, empty. And we're going to say, we saw this part. All right, so let's do this. So in small incremental pieces, we're gonna go in here and we're gonna say, so let's go with, let's clean it up, right? We're gonna go here. Let's change this first. We're gonna go with servers. Open our list array, and we're gonna go with our dictionary for our first one, URL. And we're gonna go with HTTP //localhost 3000. And description is going to be local and then we're gonna have another server. It's gonna be URL HTTP www.poopypants.app. The description. Let me see. Why is so this is weird because you can't have, I mean, I guess you could. That's just weird. Wait, what's going on here? So this is deserve a comma. All right, never mind. I was just tripping. HTTPS, of course, and description as a production site. All right, so we have our two locations. And this is the other part which makes it so costly for companies, right? Because you can't just have a local dev environment and a production site. You're gonna have to have like a CI/CD area to test your site. You're gonna have maybe a main testing site where or like a develop thing where it mirrors production, but it isn't production. And then you're gonna have your production, which production costs the most. Then you have a lot of storage and testing on the development branch. So it's like I tell you, like hiring is really expensive. The infrastructure behind companies is really expensive. So I'm telling you guys. All right, so now let's get into wait a second. I was looking at the open API. Oh god. Well, let me see. Let's look at this. Open. I think I'd go with the open API specifications. So let's go up here. Let's use ES module and let's see servers. So Swagger Autogen. And we'll say open API 3.0.0. This goes inside of squiggly brackets like that. And we got this. And we'll go with, so the version is default, title, description, servers, tags, components, and then we'll have this stuff here. Cool.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
And the only thing I'm looking for in here is like the security stuff, which we'll find that once we go into over here. So open AI. So bearer, is that the one we're using? Maybe. I'll open up Postman to double check, right? But we're gonna go to break. We are going to go to break. So that is our second segment of the night. We have one more to go and then we'll wrap it up for tonight. But let me check the chat real quick and then we shall get into our tip number two. Tip number two. I have three tips. We're going to get into tip number two.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.